All right, welcome to another episode of Veteran Perspectives. And today's episode, we will focus on AI in education. We're going to do a deep dive today on AI in education. Let's jump in. But first, our sponsor. We all know who the sponsor is going to be, right? It's our Etsy store. I'm recording this on the 3rd of July, which means tomorrow is Independence Day, 4th of July. We do have a bunch of patriotic gear in our store: t-shirts, sweaters. If you're into that, well, I know it's way too hot for sweaters and hoodies. Although my daughter wears hoodies all the time when it's 5,000 degrees outside. So hey, if you're into hoodies when it's hot, we got those too. But we do have a patriotic section in our store. If you are looking for things like that, I will leave the link in the description to our store. 20% off in the store right now. But I will also leave the link to our mailing list. If you sign up for the mailing list, you get a one-time code for 25% off. Okay. You will also get access to purchasing, if you wish, two things. If you're looking to start your own Etsy store, I have made a guide, a step-by-step print-on-demand guide to beginning your own Etsy store, and a Pinterest crash course on how to start Pinterest to start driving traffic to your Etsy store. Okay. And those will be at a reduced price. I believe it's $9 for the Etsy step-by-step guide and $7 for the Pinterest guide. But only sign up for the email list. I will leave the link to the store and to the email list in the description of the podcast and the YouTube video, because I do the video podcast as well, which people seem to like. So. All right, let's jump in. AI in education. This is directly from the blog. Okay, I will leave the link to the blog in the description. Both Substack, Hive. Okay, you guys make sure you subscribe to those. Okay, to both of them. Okay, I need the subscriber count to go up because I want to get paid. Especially on Beehive. That's how I get ad revenue. So make sure you subscribe, please. AI in education, a veteran's dad's call for smarter classroom. Okay, now, a little reminder for those of you that might be new, picking up this podcast for the first time. I was in education for a little over 12, 13 years, somewhere in that party there. I've watched education, and I taught online for about 10 of those years. Now, just because you teach online doesn't mean that education and technology mesh and go hand to hand, right? That's not how that works, right? Schools and school districts think because you have the internet that you have technology integrated into schools. That is not true. Schools think because you throw a computer at a kid, oh, we've integrated technology. That is not true. Because most of those schools and most of those districts, not all of them, but most of them, give their teachers no training. Right? They'll give their teachers cool shit. Say, oh, we've paid for Canva Pro for the whole district, and then they won't teach them how to use it. Or they'll show them how to make things look pretty. Oh, look at how pretty you can make your lesson plan look. Who gives a fuck? Who cares how pretty your lesson plan is? Who the hell cares? Principals, do you care how pretty a lesson plan is? Because if you do, you have bigger problems that we need to discuss. How about, hey, let's do a whole series on how we could integrate Canva templates into the classroom to increase student engagement? Or how can we create 3 or 4 different Canva templates to individualize instruction for one assignment? Now we're integrating, That's integration. Not, oh, we're on the internet. You got technology. I don't know who told school districts that, but it's not true. At my last school, and again, I do not use names. Those of you that know. And do not put names down in the comments. Do not do that. I'm not here to call anyone out. I have my story. Those that know. I'm not going to do that. Okay. At my last school, my first year there, I got put in charge of a program for the school had iPads for grades 5 through 8. Okay. And the purpose of the iPads was to integrate them into the classroom, actual integration. Okay. And when I took over the program, I believe it was in the second or third year, there was no real integration. The person that was running it before me put it all on the teachers. Figure it out. Hey, do this. She gave them an assignment. They executed the assignment. They turned in that assignment and said, hey, we integrate. That's not integration. That's doing homework. So I was like, okay, I don't see us. I mean, like, when like I had to report back kind of where we were supposed to be at a certain spot, a certain level by that time in the program. I was like, there's no way we're there. Whoever told you we're there lied to you. Period. And they didn't like hearing that, but I was like, I'm not going to lie to you. Right? Because I might be a lot of things, and I am a lot of things. Right? I'm brash, kind of an asshole sometimes, but I'm not a liar. You can ask anyone I know. I'm real, and I'm real all the time. So, education and technology very often butt heads with each other. And that brings us to AI. Artificial intelligence is in its infancy. For my old people watching and listening, do you guys remember AOL, the internet? Remember how we used to get those little CD-ROMs? Your parents probably had like a crate of them in the garage. It gave you like 1 free hour of internet access, right? You put it in the CD-ROM on your computer, and it would give you an hour of free internet. But my dad had collected a bunch of those, so we didn't have to pay for internet forever. That's where we're at with AI. Think about what AI can do right now in July of 2025, and think that we're at the dial-up AOL phase of AI. We're at the beginning. AI is not even close to its potential, and some people are already afraid of it. You shouldn't be afraid of AI. You should be afraid of what humans will do with AI. Think about that statement. Write that down. Don't be afraid of AI. Be afraid of what humans will do with AI, right? Because we're already seeing, and most of these are funny and jokes, right? Where you go on TikTok or Instagram, right? And I mean, hell, I made one for our Etsy store where Presidents Trump, Obama, and Biden endorsed our Etsy store during a White House press conference. I thought it was hilarious. Now, mine was grainy and it looked like AI. I did that on purpose, right? But there's some of them, right, where it looks like an actual press conference, and you fucking know that someone on the internet watches a Trump AI generated what looks like a White House press conference of him telling Iran to fuck off. I mean, like, he actually did that, I guess. But But you know there are people watching those AI videos out there, sharing them with their friends and believing them. That's the current big issue with AI, is that it is going to be used to spread disinformation politically. What will become a problem with that is that it could be used to start a war between political actors, between heads of state. Imagine Putin, as crazy as he already is, getting sent an AI video from someone of Trump calling him a fucking dumbass. He'd freak out. He'd freak out. Kim Jong-un, who's already an idiot, because he'll believe it. And he'll try to lob a missile towards Seoul in South Korea. But that's where we're at with that. That's our problem with AI right now. And I was watching a YouTube video the other day. For those of you that don't know, I stream. I'm in the gamer space and stuff like that. I'm an old head in the gamer space. But I watch a lot of streamers and I follow them on social media, stuff like that. I enjoy that space. And Ninja, Tyler Blevins, those of you that, I'm sure a lot of you know him. He talked about how he didn't like the aspect of AI because people make videos of him with AI saying some wild, out-of-pocket shit, right? Like racist stuff. And some people are going to believe that. And then he's going to have to go on and say, yo, I never said that. But then now a lot of people are going to be able to say shit like that and then just go, no, that was AI. I never said that. So we're at the petty part of AI, right? But let's look at this in terms of education. Okay, so that's a societal issue. Okay, let's look at this in terms of education. Okay, I'm not going to preach that robots should take over education and that AI should be the teacher. No, we're not removing the teacher from the classroom. Okay, it's not going to happen. Because as I just explained, humans can vilify AI, right? But the right humans can make AI work in a way that can benefit too, right? We're the bad side and we're the good side. Okay, light and dark. So I'm all about smart classrooms where AI in education gives teachers the tools to shine bright. I think I wrote in the blog, shine brighter than a supernova. I don't know what I was thinking. I was space, whatever. Helps our kids get the personalized learning they deserve. Okay. Tech-savvy education systems put students first. Okay. AI in education is a game changer. Let's keep it 100. Let's keep it a buck. Okay? Our kids are growing up in a world that moves faster than whatever viral TikTok dance song or whatever that my daughter watches on Instagram. Okay? We're not just competing with the neighbor's kid. We are competing with the globe. Global workforce. Powered by technology. Okay? But the education system is stuck in a time warp. We've talked about this before. We teach our kids like it's the 1800s. We treat our school systems like we're training our kids for prison. Think about that. Again, I've said that before, and I stand behind that. Teachers buried under stacks of papers, outdated textbooks. Hell, even the online curriculum is outdated and doesn't update in real time. How do you have online curriculum that doesn't update in real time when AI exists? How? How does that happen? Tell me. Lie to me and tell me. You could literally go onto ChatGPT, Grok, Claude, Gemini, pick one. Pick one. And you can create code that sets up curriculum, choose your grade level, input your standards, and it will update. Now, are you going to have a back end that monitors it? Yes. Guess what? I just created jobs for school districts. You're fucking welcome. Hire me. Is it going to need to be monitored and make sure that it's following those standards? Yes. That's why you have curriculum specialists at every school district ever. I just created jobs because they're going to need a team that monitors that shit. They're going to need to hire teachers over the summer to review it, to update it. The standards change depending on what state you're in. I just created jobs. You're welcome. No more of this buying canned curriculum online, throwing it at teachers and going, we got you National Geographic and Encyclopedia Britannica, yay. Come on, man. Fucking lazy. It's lazy. Caught in the time warp. Outdated textbooks, outdated curriculum. Lesson plans that fit kids as well as a one-size-fits-all t-shirt. Look at my fat ass. Ain't no one-size-fit-all t-shirt fitting me and then you. AI education starts to solve some of these problems. I'm not going to say it's a one-all fix, right? Because like I said at the beginning, AI is in its infancy. It's in its AOL phase. Okay? AI can be used to take on the boring stuff, and I use that kind of facetiously, so that teachers can focus on the good stuff. Firing up curiosity, building grit, determination, helping kids find their spark, what they like, what they don't like, what motivates them. Now, I know some of you are rolling your eyes. Some of you want nothing to do with AI in your classroom. I bet you're an older educator going, oh, no way we could have AI in our classroom. The robots are taking over. The robots are taking over. Teachers in the classroom, what is the biggest problem you have non-academically? And it probably starts in the second or third grade. What do you have to take away the most or remind students about the most that distracts you from doing your job? I'll wait. Some of you are screaming at your podcast device in your car right now. Cell phones. Cell phones. So the robots are already taking over. Why aren't we using the robots to our advantage? Your kids are already on technology. Why aren't we using technology to make better schools? Because at the district level, we're not. Public school districts are not doing this. Right? We saw it happen during the pandemic. When school districts had to turn and pivot to an online model, they were grossly unprepared. Grossly unprepared. Hell, they couldn't even fucking take attendance. Imagine that. They didn't even know where their kids were. No clue. None. And some districts still fight online education right now. Right now, here in Arizona, where I live, that's the only place I could speak of. Okay? They still fight online education. They fight it tooth and nail. Kids need to be in the classroom. What? Says who? They need social skills. You tell them to be quiet all the time. Including in the lunchroom. It's the most baffling thing I have ever witnessed as an educator. So don't tell me that the robots are taking over, because you know who the robots are? The educators that won't change. You're the robot. Oh, it got real. It got real. Think of AI as a classroom hype man. Think of it that way. It crunches data. No reason we're not using AI to crunch numbers. It spots what's working right away, spots what's not working right away, or as fast as it can. Okay? Serves up insights so teachers can do what no code can. Code cannot inspire. Code cannot mentor. Code cannot catch those moments where a kid gets it. Only a dedicated educator can. AI is not here to take that away from you. Kids need that, whether you're teaching online or in the live classroom. And that's the heart of a classroom. But that's why we need AI. That's why we need to get on board with AI in our classroom. Because it makes the classroom better. Personalization with AI. It's magic. It has the potential to be magical. As a dad, okay, I've seen how every kid's brain is literally its own universe. A dad and a teacher, right? Every kid's different, okay? My oldest daughter's devouring books by kindergarten, but would rather wrestle a bear than do math. My son, hands-on, right? He's all about the hands-on projects. He'd rather build a spaceship out of Legos before touching a 5-paragraph essay, right? Their brains work differently, but then we try to teach them the same. This is where AI could step in and help. Okay? It could whip up personalized education plans based off of customization. It's like a custom playlist. Okay? Here's how it would work. AI would track students' progress, strengths, and struggles in real time. Okay? Say a kid's crushing it in history but bombing in algebra. Okay? AI can suggest practice problems, videos, or even apps that make the equations less scary, tear them out a little bit more. That's what your intervention time is going to be. Okay? Homework. And yes, students have to buy in here. Parents and students have to buy into AI too. Okay? This isn't just because they're part of the education system too. They're stakeholders, right? They have to buy into the use of this too, and they have to actually do it. Remember those cell phones I was talking about earlier? If we say, hey, these are the practice problems that you need to do for homework tonight, this is the app you need to download to do it, this is where you're going to submit it, you better fucking do it. Because then when the next test rolls around, we're going to know if you did it or not. Remember, teachers only give the tools. It's up to students to build the house. That's what I used to tell my kids all the time. I told my students that all the time. They hated it. For kids who learn better with visuals rather than lectures, and lectures should always exist. There should always be direct instruction elements, okay? It shouldn't be, probably shouldn't be lecturing for an hour, right? Maybe 10, 15 minutes max, depending on what grade you teach, right? But there should always be a direct element. Kids like that, right? Teachers like that, right? It should be part of the party, right? But some kids are going to zone out during direct instruction. Some kids are going to zone out during group time because they like the direct instruction and don't like the group time. Okay? For a kid who learns better with visuals rather than lectures, AI can pull up diagrams, or they can create an interactive simulation that makes lessons stand out more pop. Schools using smart classrooms with AI tools are already seeing results with this. This exists already. Your districts just need to pay for it. Some of them are reporting up to 30% better test scores when learning is tailored to the student, to the individual student. Now, that's a statistic, that's data, but let's look beyond the number. It's not just a number. That's students finding their groove. That's students soaring. Students are flying. Students are learning. Students are discovering. That's what we have to look at. That's what we have to think. Brain rot is real, but we can flip it. Okay, how many teachers who are listening to this podcast, probably yelling at me, which I'm fine with, I don't care, have heard a student say skibbity toilet or Ohio Rizzler or I got to get in on that? Fucking brain rot. The next time one of my kids does this shit, I might go to jail. The brain rot's real. As a dad, I see these things and go, what the hell is happening right now? What are we doing? Okay? But here's the thing. Brain rot has always been a part of society. It's always been a part of internet culture, online culture. It was a part of non-online culture as well. There's always been trends. Okay? But it's just easier to spread trends now with social media. Okay? It's just easier to do it. So we call it brain rot, but it's always existed. Hell, when I was younger, and I'm a pro wrestling fan. For those who don't know, I'm a huge pro wrestling fan. I've been watching pro wrestling since I was 5 years old. Okay? When I was younger, in the mid to late 90s, what do you think the brain rot trend was? I got 2 words for you. Suck it. That was the trend. If we had social media the way we do now during the Attitude Era of professional wrestling, oh, fuck. We'd all be in jail. Right? So we talk about cringy memes, right? The Ohio Rizzler skibbity toilet. Imagine if we had social media during the Attitude Era. That'd be nuts. But that was our trend. That was our thing. Right? Getting up in the front of a class. Hey, Jeff, can you do this math problem on the board? And you walk up there like Stone Cold Steve Austin. Who wants me to do this math problem? Give me a hell yeah. Jeff, go to the damn office. You can't say hell in class. Trends have always been a thing. But here's the thing. The brain rot doesn't have to win. It's always going to be there. Okay? The trends are always going to be there. The internet's a double-edged sword. It's good and bad. Right? Or pro and con, I should say. Because trends aren't necessarily bad. And AI and education can help us grab the sharp end for good, right? We can grab the parts. Hey, this is what we want as part of our curriculum, part of the algorithm for what we're doing in our class. Okay, the same algorithms pushing goofy trends can be harnessed to make learning fun. And I put sticky. It was kind of a weird word to use now that I reread it, but fun and sticky. What I meant by that is fun and sticky in terms of now it's stuck on us in terms of the algorithm, right? Because you guys know, because you all use social media too, right? Your For You page, whatever's popping up on your For You page has something to do with shit you like. Okay? So imagine a history lesson remixed as a TikTok video, like a TikTok style video, with AI generating a catchy rap song. Okay, I used to do this in the classroom all the time. Those of you that sat next to me when I taught online or walked into my classroom, I used to do music shit all the time with history. All the time. Okay? It's like a catchy rap song about the American Revolution or a math app that uses meme inspired challenges to teach fractions. Like, solve this equation to unlock the ultimate Rizzler badge. How many of your boys are going to want to do that math question? Like, oh, I got to be the ultimate Rizzler. And I can guarantee you, your fourth graders who complete that math challenge and go to lunch and go, oh, bow down to me, I'm the Rizzler today. Well, how come you're the Rizzler today? I did math. Screw you, trend, I win. Kid did math, and he's the Rizzler. Gamifying education has been a thing for a while. But the way we gamify it, or the way it's been gamified, it's sit in rows, play this game quietly, like it's the 1800s with a Game Boy. Schools have experimented with gamifying AI tools, turning boring drills into quests, but we need to turn them into quests that kids actually want to tackle. Okay? We have to tap into the energy of the internet culture. Smart classrooms can meet kids where they're at, right? Because you can't start where the kid isn't. You can't start beyond what they know, right? But we could sneak in some learning while we're laughing at the Rizzler meme, while we're laughing at the Skibbity Toilet meme, while we're keeping it a buck, right? When you sit in front of the classroom and go, all right, chat, let's lock it in. They start laughing, but now they're paying attention. Right? It's like putting a carrot in a veggie smoothie. Yeah, I said that wrong. It's like hiding a carrot in a smoothie. Your kid thinks they're getting a sweet treat, but you know as a dad and a mom that you hit a carrot in there and they're getting a little bit of veggies too. Think of it that way, right? It's slowly but surely extracting and inputting educational information into what they know and into what they like. That's how we could use AI. Humans have to stay in charge, but those humans have to buy in. Okay, so before you think I'm ready to let AI run the show, like it's Westworld, AI in education needs humans at the wheel, full stop. Okay? No cap. Without teachers, parents, principals guiding the tech, we need educational professionals. Okay? We could end up with a soulless system that missed the soul of teaching. Okay? Schools are community centers, or they used to be. I don't know if they are anymore. But they used to be, and they need to. If AI can grade quizzes, it can suggest resources, it could break down plans via data, like, hey, this is where the kid should be, this is where they're at, this is how we can get them there, they're ahead, this is some supplemental stuff they can do, this is go. AI can do all that, and that's great and fantastic, and we should be doing all of that. We even have AI that can read faces, read emotions, but that AI cannot deal with those emotions. It can't read a kid's face when they're having a bad day or high five them when they nail a tough problem. They can type it on the screen. Educators trained to use AI as a trusted wingman, not a replacement. Still need humans in school. Human oversight also keeps AI fair and square. This is where I'm going to call out human beings. Teachers, we all know test scores and test data, and parents too. We all know that shit's rigged, right? Yeah. If you don't, you do now, right? The fucking mental gymnastics, the mathematical gymnastics states do with test scores to make up letter grades for schools is fucking incredible. Incredible. Can't do that with AI. Can't do it with AI. Right? But there has to be human oversight. Okay? We've all heard about algorithms gone rogue, amplifying biases, ignoring diversity of all kinds. In smart classrooms, teachers are the ones making sure AI serves every kid. Whether they're the quiet poet or the kid who's always in the principal's office but secretly a genius. As a veteran, I've seen what happens when systems lose the human element. I'm not letting that mess sneak into our schools. AI in education works best when it's a tool, not a tyrant. Shutting down the haters. To the folks still shaking their fists at AI in education. Let's get real. Let's have a real talk. Real talk here. I get it. New tech can feel like a jump scare, right? Afraid of it. But digging in your heels isn't helping kids. In fact, it's hurting. Teachers are dropping like flies. They're dropping because they're overworked and underpaid. And because districts are hiring poor leaders. Over half are thinking about quitting, according to a 2024 NEA survey. Classrooms are packed. Budgets are tighter than my old dress boots. Smart classrooms with AI can lighten the load. Not get rid of the load, teachers. We're not getting rid of the load, okay? But it can lighten it. Will it lighten it right away, teachers? No, because you have to learn how to use the AI. There will be growing pains, just like with any new program. But you have to buy in. You have to actually go to the PDs. The AI can handle tasks like grading or tracking progress so teachers can actually teach. Imagine teachers that can actually teach. Because they don't have to do administrative work. Saying no to that is like refusing a smartphone because you love your flip phone. Retro's cool, okay? But why the hell would you do that in 2025? And no, AI education isn't going to turn your kids into screen-addicted drones. Parents have already accomplished that task for us. Yes, parents, I called you out. Not all of you, but most of you. The goal is balance, okay? Using tech to boost human connection, not ditch it. AI lets teachers spend more time on group projects, debates, or just chatting with the kid who needs a boost. Imagine, because I've been in schools that want to do wellness. Okay, wellness activities. Teachers, some of you who I was your instructional coach who might be listening, if you still like me. Imagine having the time to actually do those wellness activities. Because you didn't have to grade crap on the fly. That's all I'm saying. Creating balance. Creating more time to teach and actually spend time with it. Do not fear technology. Start owning it. Owning that we need it. My vision for the future. As a dad, I'm all for smart classrooms where my kids and yours feel seen. They get challenged because challenge builds resilience. and are pumped to learn. I want teachers who aren't swamped by busy work, but fired up to change lives. I want teachers excited to teach. Okay? As a veteran, I know progress takes guts. We didn't win battles by sticking to old playbooks. Right? You have to change tactics. Okay? The problem with education is that we're sticking to the same tactics and we're losing the battles. It's time to change tactics. We have to adapt. We have to innovate. Have to keep the mission in sight. And the mission here is to teach kids, help kids improve and to help them grow and to help them find their way in life. AI in education is a tool that's going to help us get there. So what's the plan? We need to train teachers to rock AI. Teachers need to embrace that training. Okay? Reading data dashboards, leaving tech in the classroom, policies that protect student privacy, okay, and keep smart classrooms fair for all. We need parents like us to push for systems that embrace AI in education while keeping humans in charge. Our kids deserve an education as unique as they are, period. And we've got the technology to make it happen. School districts know it. School boards know it. State boards of education know it. So, make sure you guys stay in the loop. Sign up for Beehive, and Substack if you want to sign up for both. Please do. They're like newsletters, right? My blogs go out as newsletters. We will continue the AI conversation. I have some other topics coming up as well. I have some non-education topics coming. Some of you have asked for those as well. Topics about being a dad, being a husband, how I deal with mental health stuff, like all that stuff is coming. I'm actually, I got a list. I think next week, what are we doing next? Next week, I'm talking about voiceover work and kind of my journey in voiceover work. So that one comes out next Monday is when the blogs come out on Monday. The newsletters come out on Monday. The podcasts come out on Friday. That's my schedule currently. So it's one blog a week, one podcast a week. Okay? But I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. I hope you guys are enjoying the blog. I would love your feedback on both. If you guys have any questions, if you guys have any topics or anything you want me to consider, please let me know in the comments. You guys can comment on the blog, newsletter, and on the podcast. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Happy Independence Day.